When we repeatedly watch The Simpsons, we can't help but wonder if the creator knows something we don't. We know that for the last 35 years, this series has spanned 35 seasons and 762 episodes, anticipating many events that surpass several experts and prophets. Therefore, I would like to introduce some of the predictions of Los Simpsons that have become reality in Donald's recent inauguration years. Trump will become President Trump as president a few years ago. The peculiar appearance and character Don. Old Trump's arrogant and inscrutable, they were a source of laughter, however. In the year 2000, The Simpsons predicted that Trump would become president. This prediction was surprisingly fulfilled with astonishing precision because the animated scene matches perfectly with the current reality. In addition, the animators predicted in detail the Trump's peculiar election campaign. A character also appears riding a horse resembling Putin in a scene aired to celebrate the episode number 600. This character declares with confidence that the candidate will win thanks to the piracy business, our business economic crisis in Greece. In an episode aired in 2013, Homer Simpson appears in the news and in the subtitles that appear on the screen. It was shown that Europe was auctioning Greece in Bay. Did not even spend 3 years when the economic crisis really hit Greece and the European Union refused to pay and the Greeks began to hate everyone as a result of this outcome could have been foreseen with Bass. Ed on the situation in Greece at that time moment without the need to foresee any mysterious force. But it seems that the European Union could not to make him a Nobel Prize winner in economics. Ben Holmstrom, in an episode of The Simpsons' White Tiger attacks Siegfried and Roy 2010. Ben Holmstrom appears as one of Nobel Prize candidates and 6 years, then really won the attack award from the White Tiger to Siegfried and Roy in a Simpsons episode of 93. There is a scene in which a famous trainer is attacked by a tiger white. 10 years later, Siegfried and Roy, they were attacked by the White Tiger that they were training for Germany's victory about Brazil in the World Cup 2014. In an episode of The Simpsons 2014, refers to corruption. Germany's victory already in FA about Brazil in the World Cup. 2 weeks later, Germany won the World Cup, and a scandal arose in which FIFA officials Lady Gaga was receiving bribes, sang at the Super Bowl in The Simpsons. It is common for celebrities like singers, athletes, and actors are represented in humorous way indeed. In 2017, Lady Gaga was suspended from the ceiling during his performance at the Super Bowl guitar launch. I turn the episodes that feature the Rolling Stones are also popular. In one of them, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards gives Homer a jacket autographed guitar twist, and some years later, a game with the same name was launched on the market, quickly becoming a success. World immortality of the Rolling Stones have spent several decades since the formation of the Rolling Stones, but there are no signs that they are going to separate. It is surprising that they can continue to tour after so many years. However, the immortality of the Rolling Stones in an episode of 1995, there is a scene in which Lisa Simpson and her husband are on the ground with a poster of the Rolling Stones tour Stones from 2010 behind them. In this form, the animators predicted calmly that the band would continue active even 15 years later. The cup of the 2014 World Cup traumatized Neymar is one of the footballer's world's highlights, but frequently gets involved in fouls during the game or simulates falls on the ground. In a The Simpsons episode, one-player fictional football game called The Diva suffers a trauma that prevents him from playing, and only 4 months later, Neymar suffered a trauma similar during a cup game world, and his uniform was identical to that of the NSA wiretapping animation from the United States. Not even the espionage activities could escape the attention of The Simpsons. In an episode is shown to the government of United States intercepting the phone calls from citizens 6 years later. Edward Snowden revealed that the NSA was actually spying on the conversations of ordinary people The Simpsons predicted the iPhone in 1994 when mobile phones, conventional ones, were not yet very spread. The character Dolph Starbeam of The Simpsons was shown using a touchscreen device very similar to the iPhone. The logo of the device was an apple with a bite taken out of it, and although it had not been developed, used the T9 system for the text input, which made it incorrectly wrote epidemic of Ebola. In an episode of The Simpsons 1997, the fever epidemic was predicted of Ebola, although at that time this virus was known only to a few researchers. 17 years later, in 2014, that prediction came true. Video conferencing. In a Lisa scene, Simpson travels to the future and uses a video conference to talk to your mother. At that time, that was something fictional, but currently is technology is integrated into the phone's smart hybrid of tomato and tobacco. In 1999, there was an episode in which Homer Simpson tries to create a hybrid of tomato and tobacco called Tomoko, using in nuclear energy. Inspired by this, the curious Rob Bohr decided to cross tomatoes and tobacco itself, and in 2003, the first fruits were produced that Bob gave the production team of The Simpsons Apple Watch. Looks like the futuristic ideas from The Simpsons triggered technological innovations in an episode aired on in 1995. A prototype watch was presented intelligent, and 15 years later, that concept became reality with the Apple Watch launch. Discovery of the Higgs boson. In an episode of 1998, Homer Simpson is shown solving complicated equations and posing as a researcher. According to Simon Singh, author of the book, The Paradise for Mathematicians and Geniuses, that created The Simpsons, seemed to have the discovery of the Higgs boson. Existence of this particle was The Simpsons predicted the iPhone first proposed by the Professor Peter Higgs in 1964, but scientists could only prove its existence in 2014. Construction of the Chart viewpoint in London. In the episode Freedom of Lisa from 1995, there was a hidden prophecy comparable to that of Nostradamus. In a scene where he travels to London, you can see a viewpoint on the other side of the Tower Bridge, whose silhouette and position exactly match the shard robots in libraries. In one episode of 1995, shows a future where the librarians are replaced by robots. 20 years later, were created prototypes of robots for libraries, and several libraries in they are currently used by 3 fish eyes. In an episode, Bart Simpson captures a 3-eyed fish called Blinky in a river near a local nuclear plant. More than 10 years later, it was found really a 3-eyed fish in a reservoir in Argentina. Was not surprising since the water came from a plant local nuclear. Thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Even if you are not fans from The Simpsons, many of them prophecies, they are worth seeing, and some seem too far-fetched to be simple coincidences. If I could make a prediction with certainty, would be happy to meet you all in the next one video. Goodbye, see you there. I invite you to enjoy and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with others so they can benefit too. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts and experiences. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey. We'll see you in the next video. Blessings.